Good Friday afternoon, evening. Look, you're muted right now. Let me unmute you. I got you.
Not
Okay.
anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. I don't know if you can
Wow.
hear me. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but here I am.
I can hear you a little tinny, but that's okay because you are where?
I'm in Bucharest airport waiting to go the next ride until I reach the final destination, Yashi.
So when do you start boarding?
I started boarding 10 o'clock in the morning. No,
Yeah,
9. 9. And
yeah.
now it's 8 o'clock afternoon. So 11 hours later.
And what time do you leave now? When do you leave this time?
I will leave at 10 o'clock. So I
So
will leave
two more
12
hours.
hours later. And yeah, then so 14 hours in total trip, which
So
was supposed to be like 3 hours in total or something like that. 4.
people are asking me why I'm not getting on an airplane. This is exactly why. It's just not worth it to me.
Uh,
Okay, Ingen, good to see
yep.
you. Karen, good to see you as well. This show is probably going to be short, just so Victor doesn't burn through all his battery. Plus, there wasn't a lot of news this week. So, and also, since in case you're here for the first time, my name's Darren. This is Victor, hanging out in Bucharest Airport, one of the most lovely places in Romania. It's not. Romania is a beautiful country. The airport, not so much.
Romania is beautiful, but the airport has no electricity plug anywhere, and hardly something that cannot be called Wi-Fi.
Exactly. That's the other reason we're going to try to keep this short today. BitMonkey, hello to you as well. We do a podcast comes out on Wednesdays called DevOps Paradox. Fridays we do this show. Victor graciously decided to show up today. I figured you were going to tell me about an hour ago, hey, I'm stuck, I can't do anything. But no, you said, I'm going to be in the airport. I went, okay, here we go.
It's physically possible, I do it.
Okay. Let's just get into it real quick. First off, in case anybody's in the U.S. and you are willing to get on an airplane or you can drive, DevOps World's coming up at the end of September, 27, 28, 29th in Orlando, Florida. Victor, if you could be here, you could go to Disney. You could go to Universal. Also,
I would love that.
I also saw that it's potentially on the 27th that the Artemis mission may go up. I haven't checked today, but it was still true yesterday. So, we initially were going to have the SpaceX launch on the 29th. That got scrubbed or pushed back. Now Artemis might go on the 27th. Don't know. I'm excited. Links to all this will be down in the show notes after the show. If you are going to show up for DevOps World, there's a coupon code that's down in the description of this video that will save you $400. Okay. That'll make everybody happy. This week's podcast, we talked with Shashank from Boss Framework about critical skills. And one of the things that I remember talking to him about was hard skills versus soft skills. And he politely corrected me saying, well, it really should be human skills and technical skills. What do you think?
That means that technical skills are not done by or practiced by humans, you mean?
Right. And that we should get our human skills in line before we start worrying about technical skills. If we want to be successful, right? Maybe, maybe not. Boy, the Wi-Fi is really bad there. That's good. Your audio goes in and out. So yeah, so it's funny because normally audio doesn't go first. It's video that goes out. Video looks great, but the audio is being like, whatever.
Yeah,
If you
I'm
want to live on,
trying to shut it down every once in a while to avoid you hearing the noise when I'm not speaking.
that's okay. It's not that loud. It really isn't. So you can leave it on. It's fine because
Okay, then it stays on.
Yeah, your microphone is eliminating. There's enough noise cancellation there. Actually, here, let me check something. Did you come in through the back end or did you come in as a guest? Because I can't tell.
I have no idea. I clicked the link.
You clicked the link. So you came in as a guest, which means we got echo cancellation turned on for you. So that's fine. We're going to leave that today because you're not on a good mic. That's good. Okay, so anyway, this was episode 176. Go take a listen to it if you haven't had a chance yet. It was pretty good. We actually recorded an episode yesterday before Viktor got on the road with a guy that's coming out in late October that I think everyone's going to really enjoy. So we'll talk more about that when it comes out. Speaking of podcast guests, we had Maxime on about 4 episodes ago. It was in 172 from Zesty, and this week they announced a $75 million Series B round. Congratulations to everybody at Zesty. Next time we see you, you're buying the tacos.
That's quite a figure, eh?
70, especially right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, in September 2022, you're not seeing these kinds of numbers being thrown around a whole lot anymore. So
exactly. I mean, it would be a very high figure for Series B even last year before the collapse. Now it's definitely a high figure.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use for the thumbnail today, but I don't know. I was trying to see if that's good enough. I'll make it work. There you go. That works. I don't know what text I'm going to put around it, but that's what we'll use. Not a whole lot of news this week. It was actually fairly quiet. Other than, in case you're interested in Adobe buying Figma for $20 billion.
What is Figma?
Figma is a sketching application that everybody loves. And when that announcement came out yesterday, people were saying that they're sad they're going to go find other tools to work with because Adobe's typical acquisition strategy has buy it, roll it into their thing, and then it just sort of goes sideways from there. Now, it will be interesting to see how much Carlos gets involved with it. Since he's on AEM, if he gets pulled into it as well. You know what?
We'll
I'm going to pull this up. Have you kept up with what happened with Uber? That they were hacked?
No, what's going on? They were
I don't
hacked. I thought that they got busted or arrested or something. Okay, that's
no, so
lesser evil.
They got hacked, and based on the one, I've only read a couple of things, but the one thing was there was a hard-coded password in a PowerShell script that got compromised. Now that's again, that's hearsay because I can't remember where I read that and how it. So anyway, it's a big ongoing thing. There's lots of press covering it. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm not firsthand and I don't want to speculate. I don't like anybody to get hacked. I just don't. But
imagine that short sentence, how many complicated words it contains. You said hard-coded password. Not only that, but it's a script, not any kind of code. And then it's PowerShell. Oh my God. You couldn't put more wrong words in such a short sentence, right?
Yeah. Okay, anyway. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and then in the U.S., how that plays out even more into the cybersecurity thing that's coming out of the White House. So just going to let that one play out for right now. Again, I'm thinking happy thoughts, Artemis mission, hopefully on the 27th. A handful of tools. This one I saw today was fairly new. Like, it's within the past month. It's reasonably active. It's called Coroot. I'm scared anytime I see the name root in any name at all. It's just, root scares me. But it's a monitoring and troubleshooting tool for microservices architectures. And it looks like you can just click on things and it will take you to whatever it is. Haven't loaded it up, just saw it about 2 hours ago. It looks pretty interesting. It looks like it does some tracing there as well. So depending on how you hover is based on how the pattern flows. Could be something. So it's eBPF-based service mapping. There's eBPF again. Log analysis without storage cost. You know how much storage cost gets to be in, I'm going to say Elasticsearch, but any of the search engines. If you're keeping a lot of data, that's going to add up. And then cloud topology awareness. That's the thing that's most interesting to me. Based on the metadata, it can figure out how things are wired up. And some other things along the way. So that is Coroot. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, Surf. We saw another tool like this a while back, and this is just a variation on a theme. You can free text search across your infrastructure platforms. So like grep, but for your whole infrastructure. I could not find the name of the old one that we had talked about before. But basically, you can search
Was
across.
it something SQL based, right?
Yeah, it was. It's sort of like doing SQL for your infrastructure. But this is a variation of that. So this is Route 53, ACM, S3. I liked Vault. The two HashiCorps that are very interesting to me there. Elastic, logs, and working on Kubernetes. So just as a quick example here, surf Route 53, give it a query of whatever the domain is. Or if you're using ACM, you're going to be adding in whatever the cert is. Or S3, you're finding something by whatever. So, another little tool there. Last tool, dblab. This is actually old. Like years old, I think. Yeah, a few years old. But it's a database CLI, Postgres, MySQL, and SQLite, all from the command line. So once you install it, and you say dblab, and unfortunately the string here is bad, but the text below it, I can specify the host, user, password, and then I can start querying. Off I go. All in one tool. So if I'm working with multiple databases, I've got a single tool, at least in this list, is good. Always, to me, the problem has been working with SQLite. I have to go load up a special reader or something else. But I'm also using Postgres and stuff. So now I've got a tool, Postgres, MySQL, and SQLite all in one tool.
Really
and there's
cool.
there's YAML too. Oh well. It's looking for a DB YAML, which is fine. You got to define it somewhere, right?
Okay.
And finally, Gateway API. Again, I told you this is going to be a short show today. Gateway API. We talked about this yesterday on your show on DevOps Toolkit. Somebody was asking, should I go ahead and just ignore Ingress and Service Mesh and go straight to Gateway API?
No. The short answer is no. To begin with, you will switch from Ingress to Gateway API for sure, but that's not today. And Service Mesh, how that will play in conjunction of Service Mesh, we are yet to see. But in either case, don't switch today. This is just to watch, something to watch for, to monitor, not to use yet. Otherwise, I don't want my name to go through channels in terms of, Viktor told me it broke.
Right. But play with, is that okay?
Yeah, and it's moving very, very fast. So Service Mesh is a special story. It will take a lot of time, if ever. But Ingress, I would say my kind of wild guess would be by the end of the year, probably, we will have first serious implementations of Gateway API. Now, whether that implementation is the one you want to use or not, that depends on the provider you choose. But I don't think that Google, for example, will be probably the first one to offer it out of the box in managed Kubernetes. It's already there, just not yet as it should be. And then if it's self-hosted, you choose one of the providers. But it's coming very, very fast, very fast.
When do you think it'll be?
I guess by the European KubeCon, it will be a go.
Right. Which is about 9 months now, I guess?
May.
I
don't know how. Yeah.
About 9 months. So it's just like a baby, right? It's just been conceived. We're making up dates here. This is not official, right? It's got to give it bake for about 9 months. Well, okay, it's alpha right now, right? For people who have done implementations, most of them are alphas.
It's been baking for a while, so it's a very, very slow baby that is baking for a bit longer. Okay.
I think that's it for the show today, because I don't want to burn down your battery since there's no chargers. Especially since you still have...
charging it from my laptop.
Oh, man. Okay, even worse. So anyway, again, short show today because Viktor is traveling, literally traveling. People ask, okay, how does he really travel as much as he is? Look, here, let me do this one more time. Spin your laptop around.
Huh?
Spin your laptop around.
Phone.
See, this is not a green screen.
This is not my office.
This is not the office. This is green screen, or not green screen. So, yeah. So we'll let him go. It's already 8:15 there. People, it's already empty there. I'm assuming all the food is closed.
Yeah, kind of. This is last flights.
Last flights. I hope you get out.
Yeah. And I'm already traveling tomorrow again. Back home, though.
Back home. So you're in tomorrow, talk tomorrow, and then come back home tomorrow.
Exactly.
Hopefully only 3 hours tomorrow.
Something like that. 3-4.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for showing up live with us today. Viktor, have a good rest of your trip. And we will be back again next week. We don't know. Do we have a Thursday next week? Do we have a toolkit? There is one. Okay.
We do.
So we'll be back.
Yeah.
Monday was Viktor's video. Wednesday podcast. Thursday back over in DevOps Toolkit. Back here next Friday. Thanks for everybody for letting us have a short show today. Viktor needs a nap. I need a nap, but I don't have time. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Cheers, everyone.